Hello everyone, Raelene Byrne, Namaste, Medicine for Your Spirit, and I'm here today with beautiful Gosia, who is an amazing naturopath. She does live blood analysis, iridology and herbs. And you know, Gosia's been around for a while doing what she loves, but I just wanted to find out a few more things from her. It's a celebration of our soul fire, you know, what fires us, what makes us do what we want to do and keep showing up for it. So Gosia, to get into what you're doing now, have you always done this?
Well, I've done it now for 20 years, so it's been a long time. And I have to say that as I'm getting older, I enjoy it more and more because I'm peeling the layers and I'm discovering more and more.
So was there a moment where you went, I have to do this, or I've been called to do this? Or was it just something you fell into, or was it something you experienced that you went, I want to know more? What drew you into this?
Yeah, I have to say that I always loved nature, plants, and I was brought up in this natural environment, climbing trees and picking up fruit. When I used to live in Poland, we didn't have much, but we always had natural foods, and my mom used to preserve cabbage and different fruits, and so that was part of my upbringing. And that's why when I came here, that was always part of me, and I always loved that. So I didn't know what to do. I was 20 when I came to Australia, and I didn't know what area to get into. But at the same time, I love people. I love helping and just learning a lot. So that was the area which I decided to study. And I studied for 5 years, and that was 20 years ago.
Wow. And it's interesting you said about your mum was preserving cabbage, because what's the really big thing everyone's getting into now?
Absolutely.
It's all coming around, like the gut health and the probiotics and all that in cabbage. What do they do? Kimchi and all those things. It's all coming back. So, you know, they knew. And this is one of the things I love about the world of naturopathy is it's so different from the medical model. Now, our medical model, as wonderful as it is for diagnosis and emergencies and operations, you know, you can't take it away from what they've done and the discoveries they've made. But naturopathy and herbs, all these other, for want of a better word, I don't like using the word alternative health. I like using holistic, because when you look at it, our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body, our soul and spirit, they're all connected and they're all communicating.
Absolutely.
All
Everything
the
is
time.
connected. You cannot just pick up one part and just treat the one symptom. And unfortunately, most people are used to that particular method where they've got headache and they're taking pill for that particular headache, instead of looking at the situation in a more holistic sense.
Yeah. So, you know, there's such a big pull now. More and more people are looking outside of the medical model. They might go and get diagnosed, but they're realizing there's more and more power, or they have more power to choose how they want to treat themselves. And this whole world of coming back to how it was, you said your mum preserving cabbage, going back before the medical model was and I'm not saying this in a bad way, I'm not putting any doctors or anything like that down, but there is a disempowerment process that happens in that world where we don't trust ourselves. And so naturopathy is a great place to go because you're working at cellular and DNA level, aren't you?
Absolutely.
So if you have something that's wrong or something that you're sick, it's not just your physical body that's sick, it's all the other parts of you that need help. So one of the things that Gosia does is live blood analysis. Now, I'm fascinated by this, and I'd love her to share with us how it helps with what she does with people with naturopathy. So what is it?
Yeah, what is it? Well, we can all agree that the blood is our fluid in our body, which is a beautiful reflection of what's going on inside.
It's our life force.
It's our life force, and we can see so much in the blood. This particular test is very different to the typical test we're getting from the doctor, where lots of blood is taken in many different ampules, and then the blood is basically dead by the time they're testing. They're putting different chemicals, so it's a completely different test. Here we've got live blood analysis. And this is what really excites me, because what we can see in the blood is amazing. We can see the individual red blood cells and the white, of course, as well. And we can see exactly what's going on. So I love that, because many people love testing. They love seeing what's going on in the body. However, they don't realize that most of the tests are not that really relevant to what really is going on in the body. We're here with live blood analysis. It's on the spot. It's taken while we're sitting together, and we can observe the blood together. So the patient actually is taking part in this process, where we can see the shape of the red blood cells. We can see how they're behaving, because normally they should be bouncing off each other. They are beautiful. They should be round and the same size, and they should be nicely moving and basically bouncing off each other, so to speak. However, if they all clogged up together, we know that the system is deprived of oxygen, and it's deprived of nutrients, and it's all acidic and clogged up and inflamed. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid. For good health, we need it, and we need the flow. Energy is around us. Everything is in the flow, and the same thing applies to our inside. It applies to our blood. So if the blood is stagnant and it's sticky and it's congested, we cannot possibly have good health. It just will not happen. No matter what supplement we take, this will not happen. So it's a really excellent viewing tool for us to put the blood on the microscope and have a look at what is happening inside. And I had the privilege of working with at the clinic, which specializes in children's health. So I was testing lots of little ones, and I was absolutely terrified that 2-year-old child had clogged up blood. It was shocking to me to see this little one, which has runny nose and congested sinuses and very irritable little one, and the blood was completely inflamed and sticky. So that obviously is showing us what is happening in the body. Yeah. We can also, also add, we can also see in the blood, we can see the how liver is performing, we can see if there is any parasites, we can see there is deficiency of B12 or iron, and all sorts of different additional findings. It's a very, very useful test.
So there you go. If you want to find out what's going on in your body, come and see Gosia. But the thing is, and it's really big at the moment on the planet, where everyone's talking about it. We talked about PCH. It's inflammation. It's sort of at the bottom of so many things, and gut health is really, really huge. Well, Gosia helps with that. Some other people, I know Scott Matthews is with that. He's like the go-to for that, and there's a lot of other people doing it. So our health is up. Now, I was just talking to Gosia before we started this around some of the things that are going on in our world right now that are impacting our sense of choice. Now, our government, all this, has decided that they're thinking they might scrap refunding from alternative or holistic healthcare. Now, I think we have the right to choose our own way of health. Now, in some people, the medical model works for them, and that's what they want to do, and they go down that path. Once you're in it, you're in it. And for others who want to jump out of it and go into vitality and wellness and taking care of themselves, there's so many different ways of doing it. Naturopathy is one. There's lots of other ways. But people have a right. And what I've found, and you might be able to help with this, Gosia, is the people I know who are actively engaged in wellness through seeing a naturopath or seeing a herbalist or having acupuncture or whatever it is they're doing, they're actually on top of what's going on for them. Like, they feel something's not right, and they go and attend to it. So they're taking notice, they're paying attention to themselves, they're connected wellness and doing things to get our think better, move more, have quality water, eat, really fresh food, they're vitality, health and wellness on themselves, because everything we can yourself. So for people who are where would they start with this? Like to want to be empowered around their own healthcare, to be vital in themselves, what would be some of your go-tos? Like 3 or 4 simple things that people could start today if they wanted to.
Okay, 3 things. I just mentioned to you that for me the biggest thing, the most important is to connect with nature. It sounds very simple and it sounds very basic, but that's where we need to start. Connecting with nature is such a powerful thing to do. And I can only speak for myself because I live next to the forest. And I've been walking in this forest every day. And that forest transformed me. I'm a different person because of those trees. And I know this 100% because I study all the time and I see lots of patients and I go to seminars and events. I've got lots of knowledge. I understand supplements and herbs, different techniques of relaxation. But nothing can empower you as much as connecting with nature. And I think in our society, we are so disconnected from nature. Once you feel, when you want to be more empowered and listening to your own intuition and who you are and the choices you need to make, this is the place to start.
Absolutely. And can I just say, before you give us the extra couple of things, to me, you look at nature, the reality is we are made of the same minerals that nature is. Yep. So when you go and hang out at the beach or hang out in a forest or walk through the bush or climb a mountain, you are in an energetic field that has the minerals that you are made of. And so you are going to benefit energetically. It's uplifting and it's elevating. And when you get that happening, you breathe better, you're relaxed, and you're taking it in, you become one with it. So of course, you're going to come away, and I will ask anyone, if this doesn't happen to you, to let us know. Anytime you go out of your way to spend time in nature, you always come home, and I guarantee nearly everyone says, I've got to do this more, or I've got to eat differently, or I've got to drink more water, or something, because this is what we are. We are nature, the nature of nature. We are what the minerals of nature are, and it feeds us.
Absolutely.
Everything we eat is from nature. So we become what we put in our body. So any other tips that you'd like to give around this?
Another thing would be to connect with people who are on a similar path, so to speak, or
like-minded
people, because the more we connect, the more power we have. So if we are in a relationships which are not empowering us, or relationships which are making us stressed, or relationships which are burden on us, we need to get rid of them.
Reassess them.
Okay, reassess them. So we need to, I think it's really empowering to be in an environment which is basically encouraging us to be a better person and to be gentle with ourselves and to remind us who we really are. So I find this more and more as I'm getting older, that I've got a few really good friends, but those friends are we're feeding each other, so to speak, and we empower each other. And I don't have to have hundreds and hundreds of friends. However, this little network I've got is really important to me. So that would be very another tip. We're listening here, unfortunately.
It stopped. Okay, so can anyone give me a thumbs up if you can still see us? Please? Is that a thumbs up? Daniel Coates, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see us? I'm getting funny messages here. Anyone? I don't know whether it's a thumbs up. I'm going to stop and come back because this is really important what we're talking about.